So we got in 270 Chargers recently. I'm going to show you one of them right now. What's cool about these cars, and it's raining in Oregon, these are both factory 444 speed cars. And so we'll talk about how rare they are, but there's our CUDA from the other day, still here, waiting for somebody to buy it. Okay, this is a bit of a time capsule in some ways. It was out behind a house for years and years and years, and after I bought it, one of the local guys from around that town called me up and said, hey man, I was supposed to be able to buy that car. I've had that happen to me too. Knock on the door 1,000 times, they say it's not for sale, it's not for sale, not for sale, and then finally they decide to sell and you're not there, they sell it to somebody else. So check it out, we've got a real live, let's look at the side of it here, because this is cool. It's kind of the 70s, right? So we've got the original road wheels on there. That I believe the polyglass is something somebody put on there, because I don't think those are the original ones. The original ones, my guess, would be dry rotted off of the car. Is it raining? It's not raining. Okay. Check out this crazy second day blackout on it. I don't like it, but originally this would be green all the way down to the bottom. But instead it's got that blackout down there that kind of follows the wheel openings all the way down. And then check out, it's a real live Bumblebee car. The Bumblebee stripe that's on there is factory. And just so you guys know, when you see stuff like this is poor paint from many, many years ago that shrunk back. My guess is that's the original green right there. But this is all peeled back, and that's how terrible of a job somebody did. All 70 Chargers get the flares on the doors. That was a cool thing, I think. This was not a right-hand outside remote control, or a right-hand outside mirror. Somebody added it, and how you can tell is come in here. If this was a factory mirror coated for the right-hand outside, this would have a thread setter or a nut zert here and here that would take a machine screw. This is something you bought at your Pep Boys, J.C. Whitney, bolted on there, drilled a 1/8 hole, and ran a sheet metal screw into it. That's the quickest way to tell that door did not have the correct mirror on it. They're gone, they're missing, but this is where the turn signal indicators would go. And those are not factory hood pins. The quickest way to tell a factory hood pin, see how that's flat across there? The original ones go up about 1/16 of an inch. They're cup shaped and come up and go over. And that also is not the location. The original location would be out here in this area. Somebody's added it there. So take a look under the hood. This is a date coded. It's not the original 440 Magnum, but it is a date coded one. It has the original 2996. Yeah. The original 2998 956 radiator. Look at the old hose, and still has a clamp on it. That's really cool. Look at the condition of the windshield washer bottle. Fantastic. The original screw that holds it down. If you go to the other side of that washer bottle, see that wire? That wire is the original ground wire for this motor, and it goes underneath that number 2 screw. Love that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at this fender tag over here. So here you can see 440 Magnum, 4-speed, Charger RT because of the S, U0G, there's the sequence code. It is F8, that is the color I showed you on the right quarter. It has a green F8 interior in it. And it does have a console, C16, bucket seats, C55, power disc brakes, B51, and it is an A33. That is your 354 Dana. Why is it a 354 Dana? Because you could only get a 354 Dana A33 behind a 4-speed. Now look down in the hole. The shifter's not in there. Look in the hole. There's your 4-speed hole. Look over there on the left-hand side. See all those pedals? gas pedal, brake in the middle, clutch on the left. It is a 4-speed. Something else neat to kind of point out, this is the original numbers matching correct 4-barrel carburetor for it. If I hold it up there, you'll see the number on it. A 4737. 4737. Okay. Wood grain standard in 70 on all RTs and Super Bs. 69 to get wood grain up here, you would have had to have an SE, special edition car. But in 70, you got wood grain if it was a factory RT car. Original green, this is the correct colors. These are correct. Here's your F8 green. See how much darker that is than the other one? Green trim panels, green upper. This was a popular color back then. This was a hell of a popular color back then. It's got the original glass in it, right there. See the Chrysler logo on there? All right, let's take a look. In 70, the Dodge Charger got rid of the vacuum-operated headlights. They have electric headlights. The doors, these concealed headlights flip up, just like the 68 and 69 did, and the 66, 67, except that 66 and 7 use an electric, one on each side. 68 and 9 vacuum, back to electric in 70 and later. And right here's what runs it. Come on over here. This is the original motor for it right here. This motor, when it runs, it turns this right inside here. When it turns this rod. Okay? That rod hooks in right there. That's what makes them open and close. So, if this isn't froze up, and it's not, watch my hand. See if I'm going the right way. I'm not. Go back the other way. Now, you see my hand moving, right? Now show what it's doing to the headlight. This is what I had to do when I was a kid at night because my motor went out on my car and I wasn't spoiled like Dougie. They could have just told his dad I need another motor. I had to do this, usually in a drunken stupor. And there's your headlights wide open. Here's the most important thing besides the fender tag. Right smack there. That is the original dash VIN. You cannot reproduce it. If there's people doing it, it's not legal. The rivet, you see the shape of the rivet? That is called a rosette rivet. One of the things the DMV looks at is what kind of rivets held that in. Originally from the factory, they should be a rosette rivet. That is a rosette rivet right there. That is our 70 Dodge Charger RT that we're just getting ready to start on. But I want to point something out. Come down here. I'm going to tease you. This is part of the graveyard out here. You've all seen it before. I've got another 1970 Dodge Charger just in that screams 1970. More than my feathered hair. You see my feathered hair? That's 70s. I used to have more of it. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. This also is one we're going to talk about very short. No, actually, we already showed it. Yeah, this is the one that the guys are disassembling, getting ready to disassemble. Right there, 1970 Dodge Charger 444 speed, one of 1,443 made. That is an all-original numbers matching car. This crazy, weird pattern that goes here. This is not factory, but somebody wanted it on there. We can see here it's got the original RT badge. The surround, this is a big aluminum surround panel that goes around it. This is all factory correct stuff here. The car was popped in the butt at some time. Take a look at that dent. You can probably see it better from the side. Look how far down it actually pools the water in there. So the quarters are actually pretty good on this car, so we'll repair that versus replace it. Our goal is to always keep as much original sheet metal on a car as possible. Original NASCAR-inspired flip-top gas cap right there. Bing! Got a broken spring. That's pretty normal. Okay, we're going to come along here. Take a look inside there. You got the original orange paint on the floors. 4-speed, that's the tunnel that you see down there on the floor, that big open hole right there. That's your 4-speed. Got your reverse light here on the dash. When you put it in reverse, this thing would light up amber. It is also, take a look up there at that rear feature. R22 AM 8-track. It is also a factory tick-tock tack in 85, November 85. We talked about last time the wood grain. That is normal on the 1970 Charger. With the R22, you also got these. A 3-speaker dash and 2 in the rear. It has the wood grain sport wheel on it, which seems to be close to frost. Still moves a little bit. Come up here and take a look at the dash on this one. There is our dash VIN. Again, we learned last time, look at the rosette rivets. Never been off the car. She's a beaut, Clark. There's some of the original paint, which is still pretty darn nice on this car. But check this crazy crap out. Look at that pattern they brought into the hood. It is some kind of a paisley 70s print that is on there. It's real textury. I don't even know what it is. It's some kind of a decal that they had put on there. Now, if this was a V21 car, hood sport treatment, this same area that you see outlined here would be all black. A matte finish black, or Granite black, which is a matted black. But in this case, they wanted to add that. Notice these. What did we learn last time? That is not a factory hood pin. It's flat. It's completely flat. If it was cupped and came up to here and rolled over and went back down again, a nice cup shape and in a different location, that would be the hood pin for it. But that is not right. This does not have hood hinges on it, so I'm going to try not to kill myself or hurt anybody around me. There is the numbers matching engine. Why it has a low performance exhaust manifold on the left hand side, I don't know. I don't know how it got on there. The guy started restoring the car and he passed away midway through. And so his widow, to honor him, is having us do the restoration on it. It still has the 070 clutch fan on it. That's kind of cool to see. But really very solid. Look here, a little bit of rust underneath the battery tray area. It looks like they've done some horrible welding. We'll end up replacing that section. We have to have the car dipped. So before that, we have to take it apart completely and take it over to the dipper. Take a look at this here. The same paisley pattern on the RT. This is not correct, folks. This black stripe is, but this is not. This is the same weird-ass pattern that you see on the hood, and I love it. It was what people did in those days. It was, you personalized the car. You made the car your own. You bought a Charger. Maybe the guy down the road's got a Charger. This one has to stand out. 444 speed is not enough? Well, throw some groovy graphics all over it. You've got it again. This car is going to be absolutely stunning. We will not be putting the paisley back on it because he didn't do it. He bought it that way. If the owner had put it on in 1971 when he bought the car or whatever, whenever he bought it, believe me, I'd be scanning that and we'd be duplicating it. But in this case, it's not original to the car and it wouldn't mean anything to the family. If you look down the side, overall, rust on the bottoms of the quarters. We'll put section in on the right-hand side. Left one's in good shape. Take a look down the side. That is just one of those cars that you come across not very often, but when you do, you know that you have a rare car, a blue chip investment grade car, numbers matching 444 speed, and it's not green, even though that's still an investment grade car, the green 70 that's way down there. You see that one way down there? That's still a great one. Oh, absolutely. But you get into your high impact colors, like this one, and it's numbers matching, and that one's not. This one is even a more desirable car when it's finished. But we keep them all over out here, guys. This is actually cousin Dougie's mom's old car. Look at that. Parked in a field forever, and then her husband Harold decided to move it one day and used a D8 cat to hook a chain onto it and pull it out. And when he pulled it out, look at that shit. He ripped the whole friggin' bumper. You know what kind of pressure it would take to rip that bumper out like that? That's a 1970 Chrysler. It weighs over 5,000 pounds. That's solid steel. Okay, guys, we got a lot more to talk about down the road. Car after car after car after car after car. Stay tuned. We got a bunch of them coming at you. Hello ghouls, Mark Warman here, the Ice Tree from Graveyard Carz. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. We have fantastic stuff coming up, and some of it you've never seen before. I gotta go insult people. Hey Alice!